Welcome back. Let me give you the latest from the world of sport. Now, the Blitzbokke were unable to follow up on their win in Dubai last week as they came unstuck in the semi-finals of the Cape Town Sevens after a sluggish display. The home side fell to a shocking 10-7 defeat to Samoa during extra time. Our reporter, Yolulwe Qoshe, is on the ground. He's capturing the fans' reactions. Yolulwe, a very good afternoon to you. I can imagine fans are not happy with the result.
Well, a very good afternoon to you in Studio Buhle as well as to the viewers. And while the viewers can see a beautiful mountainous picture behind me, the picture on the field was anything but beautiful as the home side, the Blitzbokke, once again crashed out in a home tournament without going all the way in a home tournament. And as you can imagine, that did bring a whole lot of disappointment to the home faithful who are hoping that this time around they could change that narrative. Of course, the Blitzbokke now still maintaining that unwanted record of not being able to win a home sevens tournament since 2016. Now, joining me are a couple of supporters that witnessed the team going downwards against Samoa. And I want to go straight to them now. As you can see, they can't wait to air out their opinions. Let me start with you, sir. How do you feel about the spectacle that the Blitzbokke dished out when they needed to win the most against Samoa?
My friend, it's for now 5 years in a row. It's hosted here. They didn't come through, not once. This year I still feel okay because other years they went out before, like semi-finals. True?
Yes. Yeah.
So at least this year I feel we all feel better than previous years, but Bokke still?
Yeah.
Wait, ma'am. So the way that you guys are cheering and you're saying that at least they got to the semi-finals, is that the standard that we are now accepting for the Blitzbokke?
No. Right. We expect them to be in the finals because the All Blacks can't compete against any team except for the Boks. But we still support them. We will all the ways. We'll be there for them. Go Bokke! Charlton, one fight! Charlton!
A lot of people have seen the pattern that okay, now they always seem to get here and then they fail. Because you've seen the pattern before, did you expect this to happen again, or did you have faith that this time around they'll be able to turn things around and finally get that elusive victory?
Yes, I'm honest with you. I accept the lose of the Boks, but I'm still proud Boks supporter, and really they do their best to keep us happy, to support us. So Bokke, go!
Well, one thing I can assure you is that it's not all doom and gloom, as not everybody from South Africa supports the Blitzbokke. There is a team amongst us that did make it to the final, and that is the All Blacks. We've got a few All Black supporters here, so the emotions suddenly change to a positive emotion at the moment. It's your guys' time to shine. And I will start with you, young lady. How are you feeling about seeing the All Blacks going through to the final, and what are you expecting from them?
It's like my first time here, and I was like very excited for the All Blacks because like I believe in them, and like I've supported them since I was born, and I love them till this very day.
Can I ask you, who influenced you to support the All Blacks? Why did you take that route instead of most of the people in the country who would want to wear the green and gold?
No, I just knew I could be an All Black and not the Bokke. Like, I would believe in like the All Blacks. They are like my rock.
And sir, I see you are a staunch All Black supporter, whether it's 15s or 7s. How did you get into supporting the All Blacks?
Now, it's coming for a long time ago. I mean, if I'm going back to the past, I played Sar rugby in that time. And that's why we support the All Blacks in that time. And even, all the West Indian cricket all that time. So we support all the overseas team that time. But today I feel glad that the All Blacks is in the final. But there's one thing, a final without the Blitzbokke, I don't think is going to be a good final.
All right. And you speak about the final, you'll be playing against a team very close to the All Blacks, a Pacific Island team in Samoa. Judging by the way that they went about their business against the Blitzbokke, who were the favorites in that game, is there any bit of fear in your All Black heart that you might get a similar result and get upset?
No, I don't think so. You know, they know each other. Because Samoa and the All Blacks, they play for one provincial teams. And I think they know each other, and I think it's going to be a good final. And as I said again, a final without a Blitzbokke is not a final.
Yes!
Sticking to the final, I want to hear a prediction from you. Who is going to win and by how many points?
I think that the All Blacks are going to win. I mean, they are the senior team, and I feel they are good enough. And it's going to be a big margin. I don't think it's going to be a small margin. It's going to be a big margin.
All right. And then we started off with some of the home support for the Blitzbokke, and we'll end it off with some of the home support for the Blitzbokke. And I want to come to you, sir. We've seen a transition from Neil Powell into Sandile Ngobo. We know that it was very successful under Neil Powell. Sandile Ngobo's got one title under his belt, and his team coming stuck here today. Are there any concerns already, or are you trusting the process?
I'm trusting the process. Yesterday I had an opportunity to speak to some of the players, and I asked them what's the track record of the coach, how do they find the coach, and they said, look, they all know the coach because he was the academy coach, and he was the feeder to Neil Powell, so they all know him. They know the system, and they've got some new players, and I don't want to sound like, you know what, making excuses. It's a young team. Yeah. The way we won the All Blacks, Australia and Fiji last week. I mean, you can see, and this is young players. Look at Ricky. He still got a lot to learn. He played good for I think today he had an off day, but you know what? He learned a lot from today. But you know what? We still love the Bokke, the Blitzbokke. We will support them, and our rugby in general is in a healthy condition.
We're speaking about the occasion. It seems like it is Cape Town that seems to be elusive for the home side. Do you feel as if there's too much pressure when they come home and they tend to play the occasion rather than the match itself?
I think so. Somebody personally told me, Justin told me personally, coming here to play here is very tough because the pressure of the expectation of what we have as fans on them to play and perform the way we expect them to play. It's tough. But we still love them. So support them. We'll never stop supporting them. Ek sê vir jou vandag, Bokke, Blitzbokke, as hy nie brand nie, bro.
Any last words from you, ma'am?
No, just Bokke, yes!
That's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. All right, thank you so much, guys. Well, Bushle, it's not all doom and gloom, even though the result didn't go the Blitzbokke's way. They have not lost any support from the home crowd. And it seems like one thing I can guarantee you, the same support they will get again next year when they try to break that voodoo.
Yolulwe, now, of course, the Blitzbokke day isn't done. They're playing the other losing semi-finalists, the United States of America, in the third-place playoff. What's the mood there ahead of that match? Do they feel that the Blitzbokke might be able to get back into it?
Where can you get the link?
All right, I think we've lost comms Yolulwe there, but yeah, the Blitzbokke, they were looking for their first Cape Town Sevens title since 2015-16.